Hi there folks, it's Ilya and I'm back with a last update of collection run through. Before I did this video, we got some new additions and we sold a few games. So there were games like Chaosmos, Seran Zeus, Ninja Spirits, Robots, whatever, etc. We sold them and we got 3 new games. The first one is Ice Cool. I'm gonna zoom in here. That's a dexterity game where you're playing students, penguins, and a whole monitor. And the whole monitor is trying to catch you, and students are trying to get fish and get points. So we have done a playthrough with Alina of this game. Go check it out on our channel. It's really cool. It's just like half an hour. Then the second game is right here. It's Final Touch. That's a lovely little game, really fast game from Space Cowboys, and it's Mike Elliott, where you are trying to complete paintings or ruin them, smear them, and you get points based on that. You're sort of working together, but basically each one of you wants to get points for himself. And it has really cool art, really simple rules, and just cards. The components just cards. It's a 15-minute game. We played it in teams, and we also recorded a playthrough of it as a 2-player game with Alina. You can go check it out as well. So if you're interested in Final Touch, it's not yet available as an English version, but it's in French. We got it from a French shop. We just printed out the rules that Space Cowboy sent to me, and so here it is, and we already played it, and we will make a review of it in the future. So yeah, the third game was Mangrovia. Well, it's down there. I'm going to talk about it later because the last update covers the last 2 rows of our collection there. And also we got a small expansion, Thieves of Nakala. There's this small expansion, mini expansion for 5 tribes, which adds a little bit more flavor to the game. But as we haven't played it yet, I cannot comment on it that much. Now, let's go to the last update, last shelf here. So first of all, here we have Operation Kindergarten. We got this copy after Essen from a designer, Harri-Pekka Kuusala, who sent it to us as a review copy. And this game is about children in the kindergarten playing around, and you are teachers who are trying to make the children stay away from hazards and play peacefully and so on, so the children won't cry and so on, won't get hurt. You need to get them into classroom later, so you get points based on that. And we have done a review of this game, so my explanation right now is quite bad. But if you want to know more about this game, go watch our review of this game. That's a lovely game with really interesting mechanics, and the art is from I don't remember what was the name. It was the one who did many other games. I don't even remember the artist. Japanese artist of sort of Moria was probably him. So yeah, Alina loves this artist. That's the same artist who did Catacombs, the new Catacombs. Now this is a really cool game. So go check it out. And Passport Games Studios have brought it to America as well. So if you need to get a US version of that copy, so go get it. Now Loop Inc. We got it from last Essen 2015. There were a few copies left from the convention that they brought. Like these were like Kickstarter copies that they brought to convention, and they needed to give them to someone, but basically they didn't give them out, and so they sold like 10 or 15 copies of them at convention. So we got one of them, and we needed to decide like really fast, otherwise we would not get the you see that's the Kwanchai Moria, and Loopink was illustrated by Kwanchai Moria, and Operation Kindergarten was illustrated by the same. And this game by Scott Almes, it's a time travel game. So you have different ships, and you're trying to you're basically a time traveling company who has a service like it's a sort of a tourism here, and you go into different pasts, or here is the expansion for the future, locations, times, and so on. And for that you need to get certain amount of components on your ship. And the interesting mechanic here is that you have you basically get different cards into your hands, and the next day you need to play these cards in a order you got them, plus the 3 new cards. And in the third day you need to play 6 cards that you had from previous turns in the order that you basically got them, plus 3 new cards. And so you need to plan ahead, like 3 rounds ahead. And that's really cool. And we made a review of this game as well. So if you want to know more about this game, that's Loopink. That's right here by Scott Almes. And Scott Almes is on fire. Recently he made many interesting games. We're waiting for The Great Dinosaur Rush. That should be really cool as well. Let's hope. So, and Tiny Epic Western, of course. So, Karuba. Was it nominated for the Spiel des Jahres? Yeah, I think, yeah. But basically it's a family game, and Haba made a line of, normally it makes a children's games, but it made a line of family games. One was about the adventures or some sort of, the other one was Karuba. Rüdiger Dorn is the one who made, I think, Sante. I don't remember for sure. And in this game, one of you is just basically drawing tiles, and the other ones search for the same tiles, and then you put them on these paths here, and you're trying to create paths from your adventurers to the temples to get treasures. And whoever gets first to that temple gets the highest treasure, and so on. And on a way you encounter gold nuggets and silver nuggets, crystals, and you basically collect them as well. It's really fast, really easy, simple rules, and it's interesting to play. It's like sort of a bingo type thing there, where you get the tile, you announce it, and everyone else like gets the same tile and puts it the way they want to. So that's Karuba. We definitely recommend it. Maybe we'll make a small review or play through of this game at some point. That might be interesting. Kolejka. That's a game about queue in Soviet Union. It has a unique theme of, I call it queue mechanic. It's sort of worker placement, that you're putting your workers in a, quote, workers, your family members in a queue to get specific items. Basically your objective to get your shopping list full, and you're going to different shops, but you can interact with each other. You can screw with each other with different cards. For example, like you can jump ahead of the queue by telling that you have a baby, and so on, or you tell the policeman that somebody was messing with authorities, so they will get behind the queue, and so on. You interact with each other a lot. We made a Blender segment of this lovely game. Kolejka, we have the expansion as well, where one of the resources is vodka. That's really cool. So go watch our Blender segment. I think many of our viewers have seen the Blender segment and were really interested in this game as well. So I hope if somebody of you has skipped this Blender segment and now you see this game, go watch the segment and maybe you will decide to get the game as well. It should be reprinted recently. Oh, I cannot get it back anymore. Whatever. So Dice Town is a game by Bruno Catala and Ludovic Maublanc, two designers who made our favorite game Cyclades. And this game has a poker with dice. So you're rolling dice and you try to get like the poker symbols, and with this you are interacting, or you're activating the different buildings that give you different benefits, cards, points, and so on. And we have it with the expansion where you have like each location has 2 actions, so you get the second place as well, which gets the action, so on. And you try to basically Dice Town, you try to collect gold, you try to manipulate the sheriff, you try to get whatever you want from saloon, some extra cards from general store, some like equipment that you use against the other players. And I really like the cups that you use to throw dice. So it's really cool. It's from Matagots. The quality of components is nice and the artwork is good as well. It must be Pierrot. So if you know him, he makes a great he makes Ghost Stories, for example. Really cool artwork. So Dice Town, recommendation from us. So here we have Elysium. It's about Greek mythology, but the theme is not so present here, but the mechanics are really solid. It's from Space Cowboys. So Space Cowboys made another really great game in 2015. And this game is all about set collection, and you are using your columns to get the cards, and then you need to decide whether you will make the cards stay and to use them as abilities, or you will put your cards into Elysium down here into sets, which will score you the points at the end of the game. So basically you will win the game if you have the most points, so you need to get cards into Elysium. And also you have a limited amount of actions for that Elysium as well as the other things, so you need to basically, it's some manipulation and resource management and card management game. Really fascinating mechanics and great artwork from 8 different artists. So I recommend Elysium for sure, and the insert inside is really cool, but I'm not going to show it right now. So there was Elysium. Now we have Cold Express. I'm going to put Elysium back as well, sorry. Now we have Cold Express, which is a 3D game, Old West, where you are different robbers on a train. We have a this is the German copy that we got from Essen 2014. And we got English rules inside because we asked politely. And this is basically a 3D train. We are on a train trying to get the loot, but there is the sheriff, and each player has a set of cards. And with these cards you program your movements many turns ahead, and then you see what happens. And it's really cool. It's chaotic, it's fast. It's a lot of fun. We have the expansion. We haven't tried the expansion. The expansion adds the stagecoach, and we also have a promo of the Back to the Future car. Lorry. I don't remember what was the name of the car. But basically, you want to get most loot at the end of the game, and you have different special abilities as well. And you have cards like shooting, moving, grabbing loot, punching others, and so on. It's fun, and I think it won the Spiel des Jahres last year. Yeah, Cold Express. So if you don't know Cold Express, then I don't know where you do live. So that's Cold Express. And I think the expansion is really cool. Just haven't tried it yet. Now there's 5 tribes. Five Tribes is one of the best games that Bruno Cathala has designed, and Days of Wonder made a wonderful job of producing the game with lots of cool bits and maples and so on, camels and temples or whatever they are, the custom wooden pieces. The cards are really cool. They are nice artwork on this Jinns cards and so on. We have the expansion, Artisans of Nacala, which adds the 6th tribe. So it's not 5 tribes, it's 6 tribes now. But the expansion adds even more interesting things, like the 6th faction itself is a separate faction which has its own ability. Magical items are really cool, and some new Jinns are just wonderful. So 5 Tribes is a really wonderful game. If you haven't tried 5 Tribes, you think that it's a AP prone game. Yeah, it might be. It's rather abstract. I don't like it, but if you normally listen to my opinions well, then I'll tell you that 5 Tribes was one of the biggest surprise I ever had in the board gaming. So I just thought that I wouldn't like it at all, and each time I played it, I liked it even more and more and more and more, and I just love this game, although that's not my type of game at all. So that's really cool. Set collection, and so this Mancala mechanic here, just lovely, just gorgeous as well. Steampunk Rally that we bought after the Essen 2015, which has basically dice rolling, and you are activating your car and your parts of this steampunk car with dice. The dice are sort of energy and fuel and so on, and basically you're trying to maximize the outcome of your dice. And there is the card drafting as well. The card drafting means that you get these resources or extra parts for the car, and you're racing. And it has a lot of cool components, and it's really fun to race, although we don't like racing game. This one feels more like a Euro game with racing elements, so I recommend Steampunk Rally as well. That's right here, but we need to play it more. Just haven't got to it that much. Survive, Escape from Atlantis. We made a Blender segment for this game, so go check it out. And I don't know, everyone knows the Survive. So you're on an island, different players are on an island, and you have different shapes of hexes here, like mountains and forest and sand, and you're trying to basically get out of the island with your best meeples that have highest points and get the most points at the end of the game. But each player gets to also move monsters and so on, and destroy the island and use some extra tokens and so on. And there's a lot of that, take that moment in here. But it's a family style game still, and it's fun, and just don't take it seriously. Just really cool game. Histrio is another game from Bruno Cathala, plus Christian Martinez. Christian Martinez is the one who will have Innis, I hope, in Essen. So Christian Martinez is a designer of future game Innis that should be my most or almost most anticipated game of 2016. And this is all about the world where animals are people, and you're performing at the theater, and the king is watching the theater, and sometimes the king's mood changes and he wants to see a comedy or tragedy. So I haven't played it yet, but the bits are really cool, and you get this 3D theater here as well. Has some meeples, no, sorry, not the meeples, miniatures, and really cool coins and art on the cards. And basically it should be an area majority or area control with special abilities on the cards. I'm not quite sure, we need to play it first. Oops. So here we have Abyss, which is one of the most beautiful games out there in the board gaming world. We have it with the expansion together. The expansion adds quite much to the game, I would say. I would play only with the expansion. The game itself is simple. You are in a world of Abyss. You're trying to manipulate lords to become more powerful. And basically, it's a set collection game with a bit of that hand management. And that's basically it. But it's gorgeous, it's fast, it's simple to understand. With the expansion it's a bit more difficult, but eventually you will understand it. And I like the special abilities of the lords. They make the game just amazing. We did a review of this game a long time ago, so go check it out. And you see we have a sign from 2014 from Bruno Cathala. Signature, sorry, autogram. As you can see here, we have Bruno Cathala. That was Bruno Cathala with Dice Town. Mission Red Planet is Bruno Cathala as well, with Bruno Faiduti, two Brunos. And first, when I saw the first print of the game, I was like, it didn't convince me to buy it, to try it. And Steampunk World wasn't really my thing. But eventually, I bought this one. And I think it's in my top 10 of all time now, or top 15, because it's just a wonderful game. It's an area control game, area majority game, where you are launching ships and going on a Mars, on different locations on Mars. Sorry, let me take this one here. And the game is all about the role selection. Each one of you has the same amount of cards, the same cards, roles, and you basically, each turn, every player selects roles, simultaneous role selection. Then you reveal them in the order, and then you do the special abilities on the cards. And the rules are so simple. The game is so simple. The game is so fast. It's just a blast. It's a blast every time I play it. I don't know how much everyone else liked it, but I just love this game. I cannot say anything bad about this game, just not anything. And I like the luck. I like the luck of. It's more of that interaction for me rather than luck and random. And yeah, it's fine for my pieces getting destroyed on a ship, the whole ship getting destroyed, because it's fun. In this game, at least. So the Red Planets, Mission Red Planets, from Bruno Cathala, Bruno Faiduti, and Bruno Cathala is involved in yet another hit for me, at least. Here we have Mangrovia, that we just got recently. It wasn't in the last update, and hard to say about it. This should be a worker placement set collection game, medium weight. With cool bits and interesting mechanics, but I'm not sure. Let me just. The cover looks really cool, and it's from Zock zum Spielen by Elif Svensson. So it's really hard to tell anything about this game. I just wanted to try this game, so I bought this game. I was looking at this game for a long time already. And then we have a book. I'm going to show you the book. This is Abyss. The art book with some sketches of art and explanation of the world and stories. So if you want to get more theme out of Abyss, buy the book and you will understand the whole theme and the whole world of Abyss much more. So it's a really beautiful art book. It's the first time we've bought a art book for a game, and I'm not sure if we'll ever buy another one, because This one is like exception because it's one of the most beautiful games out there in the board gaming world. Now here we have Evo as well. Evo is all about dinosaurs. It should be a predecessor. How you call it? Yeah, basically, it came before Small World, and it has some of the mechanics of the Small World, the area control mechanics. But it has more. It has the bidding mechanism, and it has gorgeous artwork bits and so on. It has the dinosaur theme, which I'm more interested in than Small World. The Small World didn't click with us, so we haven't tried it yet though. So it's really hard to talk about the game that we haven't tried, and we bought a long time ago. We bought it from Essen, from the Essen. What was the trading? The auction, Essen auction, for a really good price. It was the French copy. Basically, we got some stickers for the cards. There were only a few cards. The Dungeon Pets is the game from Vlada Hvatil. So it's basically, you are imps in the dungeon. You are growing pets and selling them for the exhibitors and so on. And it's really thematic game. It has a lot of theme, it has a lot of art and details, but it's really heavy, and that's the main negative for the game. That you want to play it, but each time you need to just go into the game like full time and reread the rules once again. So we have it with the expansion, but I haven't tried the expansion yet. Alina has tried the expansion, so I like this game. I think Alina likes it too. So I really love the theme of this one, and it's so thematic. So I want to try it more, but it's really hard to get to the table. I hope we can get it to the table very soon. So that's Dungeon Pets with expansion. Here we have Arctic Scavengers. We have the previous copy of Arctic Scavengers that had the first expansions, the HQ headquarters expansion. Now it has the Recon expansion as well, and that's basically a deck building game with unique twist of that skirmish phase, where you are leaving some cards for the skirmish, for the battle, and then you battle each other and get special cards as rewards if you win the battle. And so this is the big box of Arctic Scavengers, where you have all the expansions in. We haven't tried the Recon expansion, so we haven't played this new version yet. Basically it's the same game, just plus Recon expansion. So that's Arctic Scavengers. I need to... Oh, good. Mysterium. Oh, by the way, we made a Blender segment of Arctic Scavengers, so go check it out. And here we have Mysterium, which is one of the most, I would say, popular games out there right now. We have the new version now. We got the previous version of Mysterium in 2014. And then it got a big buzz. Now we got the new version. We got the Hidden Signs expansion, but basically the Hidden Signs just adds more cards. We haven't tried the new edition of the game, but basically it should be the new game with a small rule twist there, but I'm not convinced that the rule twist was needed here. We'll see. We're gonna try it. I like the player screen. I like the quality of the game itself on this new Asmodee version, Libelud Asmodee version. So Mysterium with Hidden Signs. Then we have a Linko. Really hard to tell why. I don't remember if I bought it. I think we got it from... Maybe I bought it, yeah. I just was curious about the links and like Fox. These are like Fox. And it's a simple card game, and I like card games, so that's Linko. Let's go here. this is for the sleeves and the other things. I'm going to show it a little bit later. So here we have such games as Go and Go Bang that Alina likes, and I don't want to play anytime soon. Then we have the Texas Hold'em poker set. Sometimes we use poker chips in other games, so that's really just cool to have the set. Then we have Munchkin sets of Doors and Treasures, because Munchkin was our first game, so that's why we haven't gotten rid of Munchkin. We appreciate that Munchkin has helped us to get into the hobby, and basically we are now making videos and you're watching us, so big kudos and thanks to Munchkin. Here we have a thematic deck for Red 7. So the Red 7 is inside here. It's a wonderful little game. I made a review of that one, but I think I deleted the video. It was really bad. The video review was really bad. But basically it's a cultured game where you have palettes and colors, and you are trying to stay in the game by bending the rules or obeying to the rules, but playing the right cards to obey the rules. And that's whoever is the last one standing in the game wins the game. But it's really fast. It's just playing a few cards and that's it. The round ends, and then playing another round and another round, and then you play continually as long as you can or want. Here we have what we have here. Once Upon a Time cards with a translation into Estonian. Then we have Suspend, which is a party game, dexterity game, balance game, and it's really hard to tell anything about this game. We didn't buy it. It was Kyle's small present for us, and just a fun game that we're gonna try at some point, probably, most likely. I think so. Yeah. Dr. Eureka that we got from Kyle as well, and I'm not gonna get it out because everything will fall. Let me just get it out. Basically we have different things here that you basically mix potions, and you turn over the cards, and you start with just the basic 3 things here with blue, or let's say purple, red and green colors inside. Then you get the recipe and you need to mix them by holding them in your hands and by not letting these balls fall out. And you're trying to get the recipe done. Then you say Eureka and your recipe is done, and you get the card, you get the points. So we played it once, it was fun. I'm gonna play it more. I'm not convinced on how much replayability it has. It might become too samey for what it is at some point. So, and then we have Animals on Boards. That was also a present from Kyle, and it's like a Noah Ark, but you're trying to collect more than pairs of animals. Like if you get a pair of animals, you need to discard them, and it's a set collection. You basically try to collect animals. Whoever gets the most points by collecting most animals, of course, is the winner of the game. It's really hard. It has really cool component of that ship component where you put all the tiles, but it's really hard to tell anything about the game because we haven't played it yet. So that's here. Then we have Sultania, which is, put this back, which is a gorgeous game illustrated by Xavier Colette and has gorgeous genies, and gorgeous tiles as well. So you are building up the palace and trying to get certain things, pictures, and trying to score most points by, like, you have some kind of objectives. I played it a long time ago. We need to play it more, but it's gorgeous. It's a good game about building a beautiful palace and scoring points for that. And it has really cool crystals and genies, so it gets a thumbs up for the components themselves already. Isla Dorada is a interesting game about travelers trying to get the treasure. You are going all together. You have only one pawn shared by everyone, but everyone wants to go to different locations because you have different objectives that you need to accomplish and different treasure cards that you want to get. So you are dictating where you will go, and whoever basically plays the most cards of a certain path is going to go towards that path. And sometimes you are bluffing to get people to use more cards to get to the path that you need. So it's really cool. But overall, the game maybe is a bit too random for me, because sometimes you get objectives that are contradictory to 3 other players, and your objective is in one corner of the map and 3 other players have objectives on the other corner of the map, so they all try to go that way and you're trying to go alone in the other way, and that bothers me. But I'm still gonna play it, it's fun. That's Isla Dorada. And then we have Airlines Europe. I know that it's not Ticket to Ride, but it's basically our Ticket to Ride game, where it's a stock market game, sort of yeah. You are trying to get shares and you are buying airlines and trying to get the most points at the end of the game. It's so simple, and we use it as a gateway game where someone comes to our home as a non-gamer. It's from Alan R. Moon, the same designer who made Ticket to Ride. So that's our Ticket to Ride Airlines Europe. I would definitely recommend this game for sure. Then we have K2, which is a climbing game. You're climbing on a K2 here. And it's really harsh because you may run out of oxygen, or you cannot put the camp on time, so the storm will come and blow you away, and your meeples can die in this game. It's a family game where your meeples can die, and that's it has this heavy theme, but really cool theme on the other hand. So for me and Elena, it's great. I'm not sure about the children and families, but for us it's a great theme. It has really simple mechanics, really simple rules, basically no text on the cards, so it's a language independent game, should be. So just a wonderful game, K2. We're going to use it as a gateway game as well for people that we know want a little bit more meat as a gateway game. Then we have Race to North Pole here, which we made a Blender segment and review of, so go check it out. I'm not going to talk much about Race to North Pole, but basically you have a rotating board, you are trying to get to the North Pole, and you have cracks that you need to pass, but basically the storm always changes the landscape, changes the cracks and so on, so you get stuck, and you interact with each other, you're trying to ruin each other's plans, and trying to get to the North Pole first. And you can play as teams as well. So that's Race to North Pole, and of course go watch our review and Blender segments. Rampage is a dexterity game, it's a flicking game, blowing game, and throwing game, where you're building these small buildings that consist of tiles and meeples, and you are Godzillas, which have different objectives and special powers, and you are trying to destroy the city and get the meeples you want, eat the meeples you want, or get the tiles you want, or whatever your objective is. And it's a lot of fun because basically you can blow, you can throw, you can flick cards from the head of Godzilla, basically like Godzilla is throwing cards, and you flick feet. It means that you are running as Godzilla and so on, and just destroying the buildings is so much fun. I don't know why destroying is so much fun, but it is in Rampage. And it's Terror in Meeple City now. So if you want to find it, it's Terror in Meeple City. And it's from Anton Bowser Ludovic Montblanc. They need to rename it because of the license, something like that. So here we have Dixit. There's not much to talk about. Dixit is a party style game. So Mysterium has a part of that Dixit where you have these weird cards and you are trying to basically you are saying a clue and putting the cards down, and then everyone else thinks about that clue and puts the card that corresponds to that clue that they think is the best. And then you will turn over all the cards and try to guess what the card was, the first player cards, who gave the clue. So, and you get points based on that. That's Dixit. And here we have Mutant Meeples. It's a reimplementation of Ricochet Robots, where you need to get a super team, a team of superheroes, and you are basically putting down an objective, for example, on this spot here. It's a target, there is a crime occurring, and now you need to get to it as fast as possible using maximum of 3 of the meeples of superheroes. You need to get here in fewest points, in fewest turns as possible, and whoever proposes a best solution will win this round, and so on. So you're trying to, and if you win the round with particular meeple, you get this meeple into your team, which means you cannot use this meeple, this superhero anymore. And each of them has a special ability, how they move and so on. So it's really cool. I liked it much. So I played the first time, I wasn't sure about this. When I played it the second time, it was much better. Maybe it depends on the person you're playing with as well. Or, although I like very much playing with Alina as well, but maybe we both felt that it was lacking something. I want to play with more players. Maybe it gets even more interesting with more players. So it's from Busier Games, Ted Alspec, and it's Mutant Meeples. And now we got through all the collection here. And here are all the sleeves and things in this lovely box here. Deck boxes and some extra dice, etc. And just a lot of things. I'm not gonna even dig into that. So this is the last thing I wanted to show you. Oh, let me get it here. Now, except a few games that didn't fit back into their spots. I'm not gonna see why they didn't fit. So this is the whole collection. It's 130 games probably. And there's not much to say anymore. So thank you for watching through this collection run through. And we'll see you next time with some other videos, some other segments and so on. So I was Ilya here. That was my hand. And see you next time. Bye bye.